Come on in and welcome to the Recoded Wealthy Woman with your host, Melissa Bates, an angelic plus galactic high-level channel, queen of money expansion. And on this podcast, we talk all things energy, money growth, spiritual expansion, manifestation, and simply elevating to fully live your life filled of so much love on every single level. And I, Melissa Bates, am damn excited to share my gifts with you to help you elevate deeper into your true soul desires. So once again, welcome on in, Queen. Hello, my loves. Hello. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Yes, today's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, my loves. Oh, let's take a moment to just ground into our hearts. Hello, my loves. Hello. Welcome in. So this is going to be a beautiful, juicy, dual Instagram live as well as a podcast. So you'll be able to find this on the podcast if you feel like you would like to listen to it once again. Today's topic is all about dismantling slave codes. And the way I'm going to talk about this, we're talking all about dismantling slave codes in the frequency of money. But I'm also going to talk to you about it understanding the new earth concept of money as well. So as you bring yourself into this space in this room, there is going to be some heavy energy because the whole world is pretty much stopped in their tracks to expand and grow with these slave codes that are placed upon us. Take a deep breath in. We're going to drop a little bit more into the heart. And I invite you to listen on a mind, body, and soul level. I invite you to listen on a higher self level. And I invite you to show up as your infinite self, that version of you, your soul that decided to come back into this beautiful earth, to reincarnate, to shift humanity, to shift the earth into a whole new paradigm. So I invite you to listen with those ears on a mind, body, soul level. If you can do that, place a 333 in the chat. Because so many times when we look at money, we get halted by our immediate human identity. But the reason I'm asking you to listen on a mind, body, soul, higher self level, so that you can have a deeper remembrance as you go through this live today. This live today is very soul guided. This live today is really bringing you back to understanding your connection with money and how you have so much power to heal, cleanse, and clear and dismantle slave codes, slave grids upon humanity. So before we do that, what I'm going to do first is we're going to go through these templates. And I've written some down that I want to go through because we're going to start releasing templates. And when you look at a slave grids have a lot of templates. So one of the biggest slave like codes is lack. Okay? You have lack, you have scarcity, you have fear, you have doubt. So we're going to go through and we're going to start releasing those templates. And I want you to start noticing how your frequency and how your body shifts as we release them. Okay? Even your mind. So the first code that we're going to release in this dismantling of the slave grid is lack. And lack is all around your field. So what is lack doing to you right now? And I want you to tune into this I want you to tune into, what is lack doing to me right now? What is lack keeping me from? And is this my lack? Is this my lack? Or is this the slave code that I'm continuously running, that my mom and my dad and my grandma, my grandpa, and generations before and before ran in lack? Hello, beautiful souls. As we deprogram these templates, I want you to start coming into realization of what is mine and what is the actual matrix. Because as a powerful soul on this earth, we're here to dismantle the matrix. And a lot of that is dismantling the grids that the matrix has placed around us, around our family, our friends, our partners. So I want you to feel into the lack in your vibration. And I want you to feel how it feels in your body and in your life. And I want you to tune into the lack, because I want you to know that just as you're tuning into the lack, you have the power to cleanse and clear it and release it. The more that we tune into the vibrations that are not supporting us, the more we actually show up to dismantle the grids. The more we actually show up, no, this is not my birthright. No, this is not my infinite truth. No, I am not open to this. How is this sitting with everyone? What's going through your mind as you're receiving this? Because this is the thing. When it comes to slave grids, especially around money, the majority of humanity just says, okay, I'll live in lack, scarcity, fear, and doubt. I have no other way to get out. My family hasn't done it. My friends haven't done it. My partner hasn't done it. Why would I? Why would I be gifted this chance to get out? But I want to tell you, the reason you're here, the reason you're watching this replay, the reason that you are in my community is because you're here to dismantle this. You're here to release this. And by you beginning to heal your relationship with money, you are literally dismantling slave grids upon your family. There are multiple slave grids. There are big ones that just sit over humanity, and there are also ones that sit over your own lineage. So that's why you'll notice, okay, well, I'm doing the same healing as this person, but this person's moving because that person is choosing, maybe on a conscious or conscious level, to start dismantling those slave grids. So this is why I wanted to bring this to you, because I wanted you to understand that when you're healing your relationship with money, it's not just for you. It's for your family. It's for humanity. It's for us shifting into this new world where everyone gets to have, where people get to readily have money and food and warmth and water and live in peace and harmony. That is a thing. That timeline, that new earth, it's already created, but it's on us to bring it here. So every single one of you are new earth leaders. You know this. You know this to the core. Every single one of you are new earth leaders. And the more that you actually allow yourself to do the things that support you and anchor you into new timelines and anchor you into new frequencies, you're going to start noticing people around you shift. So for example, me, I decided about 2.5, 3 years ago that I wanted to start dismantling slave grids upon my family. What did that do? It led me to help others start dismantling slave grids upon their family. Every single one of you beautiful souls here and watching the replay, I want you to tune in and I want you to ask, is there a slave grid over me right now? If you get a yes, put a 1 in the chat. If you get a no, put a 2 in the chat. Is there a slave grid over me right now with money or just in general? If you get a 1, if you get a yes, put a 1 in the chat. If you get a no, put a 2 in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. And also, if there's something that's coming up of you, a fear, oh my God, there's a slave grid over me. What does this mean for me? I want you to feel empowered, because the more that you understand and the more that you actually take the time to heal and cleanse and clear this grid, then you're going to see so much higher level results in your life, in your business, love, everything. So this is the thing. When it comes to money, and so many people don't know this, and the vibration of money is getting so excited, because money's like, I am here to help you dismantle these slave grids. But I need you to step up with me to help heal your frequency, release the lack, release the fear, release the doubt, release the scarcity, so you can have a better life. Okay, and then when you have a better life, you're going to help someone else have a better life. Okay, and then when they have a better life, they're going to help someone else have a better life. This is a community effort to release and dismantle slave grids on humanity. It's not just me. Every single one of you play a beautiful role in this. But every time we say no to money, every time we say no to just receiving the abundance that is our birthright, we're saying yes to these slave grids. We're saying, I would prefer to live in a slave grid rather than to live in the abundant freedom that my infinite soul came here to be. And how does that feel for you? How does it feel to know that you're choosing a slave grid over the infinite truth of your being? How does that feel? Because this is what we choose every day when we're not sitting and doing the healing and doing the growth. And it's really the connection with money. That's what we really want to focus on. Because if so many more people decided to heal their money, the slave grids would calm down like that. And you would see third world countries become more abundant. I'm going to say that again. You would literally see third world countries become so much more abundant for the work that we do, just on a vibrational level. Their systems would be corrected. There would be better individuals coming into that authority to actually heal the earth, heal humanity, heal the community. And it starts with us. And this is what I really wanted to bring to you, because so many times, obviously I have money programs. And it's like, okay, Melissa, I don't really believe that I'm going to heal my money. But I'm like, there's a bigger picture of my beautiful soul. There is a bigger picture to this. And every single one of us are part of it. So, for example, some of you know my bestie, Emily Murns. I recently stayed at her beautiful mountainside vacation home. And when I stayed there, I was called to put a beautiful grid in that whole community. It is an abundance grid. I don't even know how many homes are in there. It's about 10 miles, okay? So within that 10-mile range, everyone that chooses to interact and connect with the grid, conscious or unconscious, is going to have elevation within their life. Okay? So I wanted to show you that, because that is the same thing that I do with my money programs. Everyone gets placed in these beautiful, abundant, and money grids, because when you get placed in these grids, you already choose to be released from the slave coding. But it takes work continuously. It takes work to continuously release more, because this is the thing. Think about how many lifetimes we chose to sit in the slave grid. Our ancestors chose. They had no other choice. They didn't know any other thing, right? So y'all, this lifetime that we are living is so damn conscious. Like, if you look around at people, if you look back 20 years, the amount of channels, the amount of light language that people are speaking, the amount of Reiki, this was not normal. We are in a whole different time period, and it's for a reason, because the more that we rise and wake up and acknowledge why we're also here, we're going to do more for the world. So everyone take a deep breath in. So right now, for this live, you're sitting in an abundance grid. Your vibration is going to feel different from when you're in this live and when you're out of it. Because when you're sitting in an abundance grid, those slave codes are not as active. They're being released, they're being cleared, they're being cleansed. And this is why when people come to work with me, they just start having like money flow in or receiving at a higher capacity, because we're literally doing the dismantling of the slave grids consciously and unconsciously. Everyone take a deep breath in. And before we go into the other templates, because I have them written down, I want you to tell me, and I really call you to answer this, but how do you feel knowing that you are here to play a big role to help the whole world heal around money and abundance? Like, how does that feel to you? Does it feel like, I don't even think I could do that from where I'm sitting right now? It feels completely, I don't even know. How does it feel to you? I would really love you to put this into words, because I ask you this to call you forward, because one of the biggest reasons people don't actually move forward with this work is they don't believe that they are here or they can make a difference. But even you just being in this powerful live is making a difference, because today you chose, even watching the replay, you chose to be a part of this dismantling. So this dismantling is now anchored in you. So you get to choose if you go beyond this and do it even more, or you get to choose to just have some beautiful abundant codes but live in the slave grid. It's always a choice, you know? And I force this upon no one, because I feel like the more that you actually choose to grow, evolve, and be infinite on your own, you're going to have more beautiful results. Okay. Love you too, love. Let's see, it feels good. I've always fantasized being a superhero. We're all superheroes. Like, let's be real. Oh my God, now I literally want to watch like a Marvel movie. It's what I do. It feels alignment and it feels right in my soul. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I feel excited and powerful. Yes, 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 yes. And this is just the reawakening to call you to remember, because when we're sitting in a slave grid and we're trying to activate our spiritual gifts and build our businesses, it's like a cloud over us that's saying, you're not worthy, you're not deserving, you can't do this, people don't want to sign up for your programs. Do you really think your business is going to be successful? No, it's not. This is what the slave grid does to us, especially on a financial and monetary level. Take a deep breath in. And I thank and honor every single one of you for being here and watching the replay. Thank you for helping me do my beautiful work in this world too. So the next template that we're going to go through is more of the frequency of lack. And we want to explain this. So there's the energy of lack that just sits in your body and becomes stagnant, but then there's a frequency that you emit to the world. Okay, so if you have a lot of lack, fear, doubt, scarcity in your body, then you're starting to emit this lack frequency. What does that look like on the slave grid level? That looks like your paycheck stays normal. You don't get raises. You don't get clients. Or it's like your money is like, woo, 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 woo. It's like a roller coaster. So the lack frequency manipulates your infinite truth, your infinite vibration of abundance and overflow. When you hold on to this lack frequency, then it really doesn't allow you to actually move forward. What does a lack frequency do on a mind level? It's the mind monkeys. It's those mind monkeys that come in hot and you question yourself. You build a program that's so fire and then you don't launch it, or that you don't market it. This is what happens when you hold a lot of lack frequency in your body. Because remember the law of attraction, okay? When we are admitting an abundant frequency, what are we bringing into our world? Abundance. When we're admitting a lack frequency, what are we bringing into our world? Lack, okay? So when you are looking at whatever is going on in your life, it doesn't matter if it's your love life, your business, your career, your spiritual growth, healing, all the things. If you are admitting that lack frequency and you're not allowing yourself to shift out of it, then you're calling in more, because the way the universe works with you is it's a mirror of you. It's a reflection of you. So the universe can only mirror the frequency that you are giving out. Okay, so I wanted to say that first, because we can easily hold the lack energy in our body, but the frequency of it is what is manifesting in our life. So when we come into dismantling the slave grids around money, the first thing that goes is that lack frequency, because the lack frequency is fucking everything up. Literally. So that's the first thing that goes. So I just wanted to make sure you understood that. Does anyone have any questions about slave grids, dismantling them, anything that we've been talking about? Feel free to always ask questions on live, because it's better. I don't want you to walk away being like, ooh, I want you to really feel like, okay, I totally get this. I totally understand. So hello to my beautiful souls that have popped in. Hello, hello, hello. Take a deep breath, everyone. So we're going to go in a little personal. How about impose lack frequency? Lack frequency, 100%. Because remember, if you're giving that vibration of lack out, then the universe it's reflecting it back to you. So it's going to reflect back to you in the mind monkeys. If you're giving the lack frequency out, it's saying, I cannot move forward. So what's going to happen? You're going to self-sabotage yourself. Or maybe it's like you had this amazing opportunity and all of a sudden you're like, I can't do it. I have all the things going on. I'm overwhelmed, yada, yada, yada. Like, that's how the lack frequency is going to come in, and it's going to bring self-sabotage in to keep you from getting into your abundant frequency. So this is a choice. It's a choice to understand, oh, I see, I am self-sabotaging myself. This means I am holding on to a frequency that is not serving me. And self-sabotage is such a wide spectrum, so we're not going to go too deeply in it. But when it comes to self-sabotage with money, this is very, very like ancestral archetype of slave codes and slave grids that we have said yes to coming into this lifetime and lifetimes prior to this. But coming into this lifetime, we have said yes to it, to release them, heal them, delete the fuck out of them, so that we can live in more of abundant grids in that space. So a lot of the self-sabotage, especially on the financial area of life, and maybe it's like you're building your business, but you're only allowing yourself to get here and you just can't get here. Same thing. That lack frequency, those slave grids are hovering upon you saying, you're not worthy of this. You're not deserving of this. So let's find everything that's going to reflect to you that you are not worthy of it. Oh, you're so welcome. I'm glad you like it. Whew. All right. Take a deep breath in. Drink water if you have water around you. Welcome to my grounded approach. Oh, I love this. Oh my God, stop it. So my money book that I'm working on, this one may not talk about the slave grids. But if you really want to do deeper level dismantling with slave grids and understanding it, then a lot of I'll talk about this later, but my Unlock Your Money frequency, this round is more about dismantling the slave grids in that space. Everyone take a deep breath in. And I say this, okay, let me preface this. So you're like, hey, Melissa, why didn't you do dismantling slave grids for round 1? Because Melissa was going through the process of grounding into this work, of elevating into this work, and now it's ready to be birthed. So when you look at your programs, if for some reason you ran the round 1 differently, and then the next round is having more spiritual gifts come in, don't be ashamed of that. I want you to really know that we're meant to evolve. And if we don't allow our programs to evolve, then we're not doing the service to the new earth in that space. Is there going to be an audiobook? Oh, you guys are really getting it. Okay, I got to figure out how to do an audiobook. Yes. How about dismantling from the ancestral family grids that preferred the lack? It's not that it was preferred, it was that it was learned. So how you do this is you unlearn it. You choose to be that person that unlearns these patterns. You choose to be that person that really moves this forward. And when you choose to unlearn these patterns of lack, fear, doubt, scarcity, then your whole ancestral line heals behind you and forward. This is us. I will tell you, even if you have that little oh me syndrome, because I did, 100%. Just you doing this work is insanely phenomenal. It is crazy. Like when I started doing the healing work around money, I saw it in my mom, I saw it in my partner, I saw it in my sister, I saw it in my friends, I saw it in my community, I saw it just the way that it ripples out into the world is amazing. So everyone ground. Take a moment to just ground into your body. Come back into your body, my beautiful souls. Okay. Feel free to continue putting questions in. I love them because I want you to understand them on a mind, body, and soul level. You know, some of these transmissions, they'll go over your head because you're not ready to receive them yet. That's why it's important. Listen to these transmissions more than once. You know, even with my mentorship, I listen to it over and over and over so that I can pick up things that I did not hear before because my vibration and frequency weren't picking them up. It's all an evolution. If you listen to this 10 weeks down the line, you're going to pick up different things because you're going to be a different version of yourself. Up or down the ladder. Okay. So we're going to tune into one of these. Fear or scarcity in the slave grid. I'm going to let you choose. If you want to do fear, put in 1. If you want to do scarcity, put in 2. And whoever the amount that wins. So if you want to do more of like releasing and dismantling slave grids around fear, put 1. Dismantling slave grids around scarcity, put 2. Yes. Okay, we got scarcity. 2 scarcity. 2, yeah, we'll make it. I love that. That was very unique. I love that very much. Okay, scarcity. First minute in the live and I felt an upgrade already, like the guides were waiting for. Exactly. And it's because when you enter a live, you're entering my grid. Not necessarily my grid that I hold, but I place a grid on this container. So when you listen to this live, you're in a grid. And then when you leave it, you're out of that grid. So that's why when you notice, you're like, oh my God, I felt so much better when I was sitting in that grid. Because I hold a different vibration than a lot of people. And the reason why I hold this vibration is because I do so much work. Y'all, if you knew, I'm in spiritual university. If y'all knew how much work I do in the background to hold and maintain and expand this frequency, y'all be like, what? But I do it because I love it. It excites me to grow. It excites me to evolve. It excites me to see what else I can do in this world. It excites me to grow and evolve, to bring these new techniques and quantum abilities and grid work to the world, right? Oh my God, so much grid work. But we all do that in our sleep even, so we're all doing grid work. But now it's, elevating your skills to actually do them in the conscious, which is powerful too. Okay, so scarcity it is. We're going to do some dismantling along the slave grids of scarcity. So I want you to close your eyes. If you're driving, Avi, leave them open. Close your eyes, come into your body. Take one hand, place it on your heart. Take the other hand, place it on your solar plex. And just in the middle of your stomach, if you don't know where your solar plex is. And I just want you to breathe in 3 times, and we'll do it together. And as you exhale, at the bottom, I want you to say, I am safe to release lack, fear, and scarcity. I am safe to release lack, fear, and scarcity. We're going to breathe in again. And we're going to release slowly and gently, really grounding into that safety in our body. I am safe to release lack, fear, and scarcity. Good. Take one more deep breath in and let it out. I am safe to release lack, fear, and scarcity. Oh, thank you. I received that. Thank you so much. How do we work on grid work at home? That's a whole different life, my love. And it just depends on how you're called to do grid work. So I do grid work with light language. Some people are more visual grid work. Some people do it with quantum healing. It really depends on what you are called to do, and how your soul chose to do grid work. Some people only do grid work in their sleep. Some people are not here to do grid work when they're in their conscious mind and awake. So it just depends. And I also want to say is that this vibration that I hold, everyone can hold this vibration. It's not just me. This is for all of you. If you all want to maintain and activate to a higher vibration, then you all can. 100%. This is for everyone. I'm just a reflection of the vibration that is out there for us. I didn't hold this vibration 3 years ago. I did not hold this vibration 3 years ago, even beyond that. So this is just me putting in beautiful work because I chose to do this work and I love it. So I want you to fully know, beautiful soul. I'm not going to answer that today just because I'm doing the dismantling the grid work. So we're just going to focus on that. We're dismantling the slave grids. But that is a very good question. And I would ask you to YouTube it. I'm going to ask you to YouTube it because this is the thing. Honestly, when I first started out, I didn't know anything. And a big way that I found out about a lot of things is I YouTubed it. I listened to podcasts, I read about it. So if today I am not available to give you these answers, then I want you to know that this doesn't shut you off from receiving them. This just opens you up to explore. Where can I receive this information? Maybe it's literally searching books on grid work and really diving into it. If you feel so called and connected to it, then explore it with excitement. So for me with light language, that was who I was. Like, I didn't know anything about light language. I didn't know anyone doing light language. So I was like, tell me, y'all. I was like, YouTube, books, podcasts, like anything that I could get my hands on, until I started working with a mentor because I wanted to know more about it. But I really want to open up that space of that. There's so much wisdom and knowledge out here that if you ever have a question, it can always be answered. So I definitely want to say that. Woo! Okay, take a deep breath in, everyone. So, this scarcity grid. We're just starting to dismantle it out of your field. Good. And we're still dismantling, but I just wanted to say that because I feel like so many times we can easily just sit in a limited field feeling like we can't get the answers, but in all reality, it's us choosing to open up our perspective and our wisdom and receive. And even for me, I'm like, hey, universe, if you want me to know more about it, show me everything easily. Like, lead me to that person that's here to spew wisdom on me. Like, we're not doing this ourselves. So it's a beautiful interactive experience in that space as well. Okay, so it already feels a little bit more juicier. I would love you to tune in. What has this slave grid of scarcity stopped me from doing in the past, let's say, 2 to 3 weeks? And I want you to drop it in the chat. What has this scarcity slave grid stopped me from doing in the past 2 to 3 weeks? And I want you to really tune in. Invite your soul, invite your higher self, invite your team, invite that beautiful, juicy heart of yours. And I want you to drop it in the chat, because a lot of times we hold scarcity in our field, but we don't actually acknowledge what it's keeping us from. The more that we come into a space of acknowledging what fear, lack, scarcity, doubt is keeping us from, then we can actually get into that space of going, bullshit. No, I'm not. What? Literally, what? Like, even the question that I posted on my Instagram yesterday of like, how would it feel to know that you literally have new money timelines available for you? A lot of what I got was scared. Isn't that crazy? To know that you can literally tune into overflowing money, that scares you. That is so deep slave grid coding. We should not be scared of abundance or money. We should be excited to have it. We should be excited to explore it. We should be excited to honor the support that we have in this reincarnation. So let's see. It stopped me to relax and feel abundant. Relaxing is important for us, and feeling abundant as well. But when we relax more, we actually are opening ourselves up to receive more abundance. Receiving more than enough for me and my needs and wants. Exactly. Taking care of my most basic needs. It's easy to buy for my son, but 1 million excuses for myself. Exactly. Stop me from going to the gym for cost reasons and purchasing classes that I want to learn from. Exactly. Now that these have come up to you, how does that make you feel? How does that make you feel that this slave grid is literally keeping you from your birthright? From experiencing what you want to experience? How does that make you freaking feel? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because so many times we sit in the lack, fear, scarcity, doubt, and we're just like, fuck, bah humbug. But we're like, when you get to the point of seeing how it is literally keeping you from living a bigger version of you, a bigger version of your life, a bigger version of your business, a bigger version of your spiritual gifts, a bigger version of your daily needs, that is when we get to start doing the work. That is when we start showing up for ourselves and saying, wait, no, this is not going down anymore. I'm done with this. I'm done with these timelines. I'm done with these grids. I'm done with these false illusions, because that's what it is. When we allow the slave grids to stay over us, we're just holding the grids of fake illusions in our life that we cannot have, that we cannot bring in, that we cannot receive. And that's not our truth. Because we are just as abundant as this beautiful universe. I am looking for a job. It has been feeling so hopeless. I am going nowhere. Exactly. Because you know what? That job that you're looking for is so juicy and you're like, I can have it. No, because it's going to pay me more. It's going to pay me more than I'm allowing in my life. This is the choices that we're making when we choose to stay in the slave grid, y'all. It is bonkers. It is bananas. It is crazy. I don't know how many words I can say, but it is bullshit. It is BS. And we don't have to do that anymore. And this is why I really wanted to bring this to you, to understand the vibrations of lack, fear, scarcity, and the whole understanding of it is our birthright to dismantle these slave grids so that we not only live better lives, but the people around us do. Because think about it, every single one of you choosing more, how is that going to rub off on 10 more people? How is that going to rub off on 8 to 10 more people? It's just a freaking ripple effect. We've probably all played dominoes in our life, right? Bling! Keeps going and keeps going and keeps going and keeps going until someone stops it, right? Until someone says no. So in this space, When you are saying, you're being that individual that's saying no to yourself, you're stopping your legacy. You're stopping your ancestral line's legacy. And I'm not being like putting pressure on you, but I want to be real, because the more that I was real with myself, the more that I was allowing myself to see what I'm not getting to do, what I'm not getting to have. And the point of reincarnating in this lifetime is to use our spiritual gifts, is to build these powerful businesses, is to anchor into these jobs and shift the humanity, shift people in these jobs. It is our birthright to experience the luxury, the lavishness. Like, if I want to get on a yacht, I should be able to get on a yacht. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we have the fun, we have the play, we're supposed to have it all. But the slave grids are telling us we can only have 10% of it. And the majority of people in this world are only living in the 5 to 10% of what is actually available for them. And that's bullshit. And that is why so many people are suffering in this world. But I want to call you forward as a new earth leader today, saying that you are the individual that's going to heal, release, and cleanse the shit that we are living in. It is you, it is me, it is people that you know in your community that does this work too. It is us. So I invite you forward to do more of this work. I invite you forward to start acknowledging, hey, why am I allowing this self-sabotage to come in? Why am I not allowing clients to come forward? Why am I not allowing myself to live in abundance? Why am I not allowing myself to live in overflow? The more that you question yourself, the more that you're actually going to seek the new earth answers, the new earth timelines, the new earth frequencies of abundance and money. Woo! This is always our choice, but I will tell you, the moment that you decide to have more, your life is going to get so much more juicier. Because a lot of you know my story. I was living so deeply in my own personal slave grid in my family, beyond the one that's on humanity. I was the girl working 3 to 4 jobs. I was the girl going to work at 6 a.m. and coming back at 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. in the morning and doing it over and over, because that is what I knew life to be. But that is not our timelines anymore. Our timelines are working jobs that we love, creating businesses that bring people happiness and joy and expansion, having fucking community, having time to play in this world, enjoy the beach, enjoy traveling, getting on fucking first class flights, if that's your vibe, because that's my vibe. Getting and experiencing those things that you never thought you could experience. Did I ever think that I would be sitting in first class? No, fuck no. I would have never pegged that on me. But I chose to experience more. I chose to have more. I chose to stand up and do the dismantling of these slave grids, to build my relationship with money and bond at a deeper level. And I chose to do this first and foremost for me and my family. That was one of the biggest factors, is like, I want to see my mom and my sister thrive because of all the things that we experienced growing up. I didn't want to have to worry that we had to eat beans and rice for like the 10th day in a row because we didn't have access to anything else. Or being worried and scared about if we could pay our rent. That's not something that I want to pass on to my kids, to the next generations that are coming. I want you to tune into this question. Right now, something that you are living that is annoying the shit out of you, what do you not want to pass on to the people coming after you? What do you not want to pass on to the generations coming after you? What is it? Woo! When those transmissions come in, they come in hot, y'all. It stopped me from receiving a monetary gift that I need. It is okay to receive. It is so okay to receive. And I even invite you to open up that portal again and say, you know what, universe, if you wanted to present that to me again, I am open to receive it. I was not thinking, I was not in my right infinite mind, but now I choose to receive. Makes me feel annoyed because I know it's nonsense when I say it out loud, but it stops me anyways. Exactly. Done with those false illusions, worthy of all needs met plus some. Exactly. Slave grids. Collapsing old earth lack. Exactly. I'm a Leo. It's so my vibe. Yeah. Real community. Exactly. Yes. So actually, I was talking to my bestie about this because she's a Leo, but when you 6 months prior to you coming into this earth, that's like your soul zodiac. So my soul zodiac is a Leo, and like I totally vibe with it. I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I can see all of that, like literally. So I'm an Aquarius, but I can totally see that Leo fire, 100%. And the hair represents it too. So, my loves, I want to do 2 more things today. One is, let's see. This one, okay. Hold on, let me tune it. So we're going to do a little bit more of releasing lack and scarcity. Frequency-wise, we're going to do that. Yes, Aquarius, gang, gang. Boom, boom, boom. Slave grid for me has been providing for others and not having or receiving for myself. Oh my God, yes. Okay, woo! Let's talk about it just for a little bit. When we live in a slave grid, a lot of times we want everyone else to have everything, but we forget about ourselves. How many times have you gone to the store and you're like, oh my God, I really wish I could buy this, but I'm going to buy this $20, $50 thing for the other person because it's so easy. It's so easy to spend your money on other people. That is a part of the slave grid. Literally have something on my face. That is a part of it's still there. That is a part of the slave grid. To not feel like you're worthy and deserving of actually spending money on yourself. How many times has it been hard for you to invest in yourself, in your gifts, in learning more, in books, in courses, in buying a dress that you want, in buying shoes that you want, taking yourself out to a good meal? How many times, right? But if it's someone's birthday or blah, 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 we're like, oh, let me give that money. Because there's something inside of us that says we are not worthy to spend money on us. We don't trust that we're valuable enough. This is slave grid coding. This is not ours. It's not ours at all. This is slave grid coding. So guilty. It's how the grid. Exactly. There's so much guilt. And then if you buy that gift, if you buy something for yourself, right? Instead of being like, whoa, you're like, fuck, why did I buy this? So you don't even get to enjoy it, right? That's BS. We're not there anymore. We get to enjoy what we buy. We get to see things that we like and spoil ourselves, because that's how it should be. We should be able to fully spoil ourselves and fully spoil others when we desire to. I love giving gifts. Like, I love seeing a person light up, but I also like seeing myself light up too. So it goes both ways. And this is something that when I first started doing my money work, the first thing was allowing myself to receive gifts. I would turn away every gift because I was like, oh no, we don't have to. It's okay, fine. Or like, it's like, oh my God, we're at a coffee shop. And she's like, oh my God, I'll buy your coffee. I'm like, no, let me buy both of them. Because there's that uneasy feeling, right? But now when people are like, oh my God, I would love to treat you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, universe. Thank you, buddy. I received that. Because it is so powerful to be in receiving. It's important. And this is what really helped me. If someone is trying to give to me and I'm like, no, I'm blocking their giving. Not only am I blocking my receiving, but I'm blocking their giving. And I was like, I don't want to be that person. I want to allow someone to freely give, and I want to allow myself to freely receive, and vice versa. Same thing, when you're buying for yourself, who's supporting you? Money, the universe, right? So when you are saying, I'm not going to buy that for myself, the universe is like, oh, I just wanted to get you something. And you're like, no, thank you, universe. I don't want anything. So not only is that affecting that moment in time, it's also affecting how the universe is treating you. Because you're saying, no, universe, I don't want it. No. And the universe is like, okay, well, she keeps saying no, or he keeps saying no. I can't feed into them. So I want you to know that this level of giving, receiving goes so much deeper. It's so deep because we're here to give and receive. 100%. We're so here to give and receive. Okay, woo! Let's see. So true, not putting myself first, giving power away. Time to stand fully in your power, my love. Yes, I've tried to save money to be able to get a new car or buy a house, but as soon as I start saving, some family member is stuck or something happens, and I end up giving the money to them because they need it. Yes, 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 yes. So sometimes we also can manifest these coincidences because we don't feel that we're worthy enough to actually have that money in our bank account. That's the majority of it. It's like, oh, I manifested this, or what? Damn, I gotta pay for this. Oh, damn, something else is coming up. We do that to ourselves because we're living in our universes, so we're creating it. And it's also coming into the space of saying, I know that you need the money right now. Maybe I can give you this much, but I value myself enough to know that I got to put this money away too. It doesn't say that you can't help them, but maybe you're not giving them your whole bank account. Maybe you're giving them just a little bit and you're saying, "Hey, universe, can you send some other help? Can you send some other help because I don't want to do it all." And that's okay. It's okay to say that. It's not being a bad person. But you're really sitting in the space of like, this is what I desire. And if I allow everyone else's desires to become before mine, then I'm never going to get what I desire. So it's coming into that rule and understanding like, okay, I can help you this much. This is how I can help you. But I'm keeping this because this is something that I get to have and I deserve it as well. Oh, that reframe is so helpful. No more blocking. Yes, girl, go receive that step. Receive it. But this year I feel something coming, some big and good. I love it. There has been change, brain thinking, and accepting more. Beautiful. Well, I am so relaxed. Of course. Okay. Whew. When it comes to relax, it's because you're feeling safe. A lot of the work that we're doing to release the slave grids, the slave grids, is because the slave grids creates unsafety in our body. When we're not in a safe space, our energy is not in a state of receiving. I'm going to say that again. When we're not in a safe space in our body, we're not in a state of receiving. That's what the slave grids do to us too. Okay, so bam, 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 bam. We have some beautiful lack and scarcity frequencies to release. Before I can do this, this is on an ancestral level. Okay, so before I can do this, y'all need to get some permission from your ancestors. So I need you to put your hand over your heart and I need you to say, divine ancestors, are you ready to release scarcity and lack right now? And if you get a yes, put a 1 in the chat. If you get a no, put a 2 in the chat. And basically what's going to happen is everyone that has a 1, everyone's that ancestors are ready to receive this, they're going to receive it. If your ancestors are not ready to receive it, then you're not going to receive it. And do not lie in the chat because either way, our team knows. Our teams know. And we're not going to do anything that's going to disrespect your ancestors because we don't do that. Good, thank you. Because sometimes I want to tell you that our ancestors have suffered so much that sometimes they don't feel like they actually want to release this because this is what they know. And some of the ancestors are like, well, if I went through this, you should go through this too. A lot of our ancestors are getting with it, but some ancestors are not quite there yet, and that's okay. Because they'll come around. But they're going to come around when you actually start to do the work and they actually start to see things shift in your reality. I had one step away who wasn't willing, but it's a relief. And sometimes that happens, and that's okay. Because when they're ready for the healing, they can step back in and receive that. So if you just jumped in, we're doing a little ancestral clearing. So I just need you to pretty much put your hand over your heart and ask your ancestors, are you safe? Do you feel good? Are you safe to release lack and scarcity? And if you get a 1, put a 1. And if you get a yes, If you get a yes, put a 1. If you get a no, put a 2. Y'all, my words. I'm not sure. I thought it was a 1, but I don't know for sure. Excuse me. Cute. Healer things. I'm going to have you tune in one more time and just ground into your body and just say, is this a 1? And just kind of tune into if you get a yes or a no. You'll feel a vibration in your body, because if you're getting that 1, it's like, yes, let's release this. If you feel like, then it's more of a 2. So just feel the vibration in your body and feel how it's coming up for you. But I love it. So how many of your ancestors are getting ready? So as you're doing this, we're preparing the field. So it's going to take about 2 minutes. Perfect. Thank you. So, perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We asked for permission. We're good to go. So everyone that has placed a 1 in, I'm just starting to put some new gridding into your body. You might feel some chills when the ancestors come forward and work. Their frequency's a little bit cold. Okay, so we're letting that coding sit in your body for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then we're going to do the releasal work. So as we do this, we're going to talk a little bit about money, because that is one thing that I didn't tell you about. New Earth money. What does New Earth money want you to know? New Earth money wants you to know that the vibration is pure. It's love. It's a reserve. Yes. Okay. That's totally fine. You already started to receive it. So it's a pure loving vibration. Okay. So the New Earth money is asking you to pay things with love. That allows you to start helping the vibration of money heal. Okay. So dismantling slave grids also helps the vibration of money, but you paying with love is a big thing to really shift the vibration. Because remember, growing up, how many times did you hear money is dirty, money is the devil, rich people are bad, all the things, right? We heard all of that. All of that. Oh, I love it. I love that. That's beautiful. So it's like you're perfect. So when we look at the ability to dismantle slave grids and slave codes, you're healing the vibration of money as well. Not only are you healing the vibration of money for yourself, you're healing it for humanity. You're healing it for your ancestral line. You're healing it for your neighbor Barbara and your neighbor John next door, like YOLO. You're healing it for them as well. So the biggest thing with money is knowing that we are on a soul journey. And I've said this before. We're on a soul journey. We're on a universal journey, but we're also on a money journey. And this is where a lot of people don't know that just as we grow, evolve, and expand with our soul, we're here to grow, evolve, and expand with money. I'm going to say that again. We're here to grow, evolve, and expand it with money. When we are not growing, evolving, and expanding with money, we are disconnecting from our true experience on this earth. Same thing. If you are not allowing yourself to grow, evolve with your soul, you're disconnecting from who you really came here to be. The soul relationship and money relationship, they came in like this together. It depends on your background. Some of you, when you came into this earth, you might have your parents might have been very wealthy. So your soul relationship with money stayed like this. Mine was different. So my relationship went like this. Soul, money split. So since I am here to really teach about money and the new earth of money, I had to go through this. So now it was me, as I do this work, I'm bridging that connection back to money with my soul. We're here. We're already here. But when I started this, I was like, farther than these hands can expand. So we wanted to let you know this, because sometimes we'll do the healing work, we'll do the spiritual work, we'll activate our gifts, but we forget about our connection and contracts with money. So if this is the only takeaway that you had today, please know that your journey is very big and very expansive with healing your vibration with money, expanding with money, learning about money. And some of you are here to do grid work with money. And these gifts won't come on until you step forward and take that next journey with money. Okay. All right, let's do some scarcity, lack, frequency, release soul from the ancestral line. Feel it in your body, feel it in your soul. Releasing those templates. Good. Take a deep breath in. And I want you to ground into what shift did you feel? If you could sum it up in one word, what shift did you feel with just that first activation? We have 2 more to go. So it's a 3-part activation. So what did you feel just with that first activation? One word. How could you sum it up? Prioritize. I love that. Release. Good. Good. Go for it. Yes. We have 1 more to do. But this is the thing. When you choose to evolve with money, you're choosing to dismantle your own slave grids, even if you don't consciously know it. So like all of my beautiful girls in my money programs that are current or prior, they chose to start dismantling these slave grids with money. That's what they chose, even if it was on a conscious or unconscious level. That's exactly what they're doing. They're building and bringing in this synchronicity and this union with money. That's what they're doing. Like someone unplugged the cold, floaty, bringing some grounding energy. Perfect. I can see all the weight off the shoulders of the, exactly. We're not done yet either. Because not only are the ancestors holding this weight, but you are too. And what is this weight keeping you from? It's keeping you from the successful business. It's keeping you from all the abundance that's going to buy that new house, that's going to take care of your family, that's going to pay all your bills on time, that's going to buy you the travels and the vacations that you want to take with yourself, your friends, your family, that's going to help you create the foundations that you want to create, that's going to help you donate in places that you want to donate, that's going to help you bring maybe even your family members out of poverty. This is why we do this work. It's beyond us. It's beyond us. The weight coming off your shoulders is giving you more space to create and receive and do and expand. Take a moment to drop into your heart. And I want you to say in your heart, I am safe to receive. Take another one in. I am safe to expand. Good. Now, before we go into this last activation, the work that I do is powerful, and I know it because I see it working. I see it working on the conscious level, on the subconscious level, and even beyond. Even beyond. Even beyond. If you have really just grounding some of you, because some of you are a little bit floaty. If you have really connected with today's live, then I invite you into the next round of Unlock Your Money Frequency, because we're going to do a whole lot of dismantling of the slave grids that we're holding. We're really going to bring and rebirth this level of new earth money. And we get to experience the new earth money first and foremost. And that's how it's going to be birthed, is by us experiencing it, by us allowing ourselves to have it. When you enter into Unlock Your Money Frequency, the grid, you're literally entering into a grid that's no longer running in slave grids. You are welcome. There are no slave grids allowed in the grids that I work in. So right when you walk in those doors, all those grids that you're holding around slavery, around money, completely dismantled. It's going to take you time to go through to dismantle even more. But as you come in, those are released out of your frequency and out of your field. I'm in there now. It's so worth it. I felt the shift as soon as I signed up. Yes, I love it. This queen has so much magic in her space too. And she's not done, because this is what I say. Unlock Your Money Frequency is a 30-day program. But I give you lifetime access because I expect and I assume that you're going to keep using it to grow, evolve, and expand, grow, evolve, and expand, grow, evolve, and expand. Our relationship with money is never done. There might be times when you're like, oh, you think I'm good? But there might be times when you're like, oh my God, I want to go to the next level. Okay, let's go back into Unlock Your Money Frequency. Am I holding anything else that I need to clear? The journey with money is a lifetime. And I know there might be some of you that have joined money programs and maybe you had like, oh my God, money was great. And then it just stopped, because that's not what we're building. The new earth frequency, the new earth foundation of money is consistency. We're building consistency with money. How would you like to have consistency with money? That's the new earth frequency of money. That is not the matrix frequency of money. That is not the slave grid frequency of money. We're building it up. We're building up our frequency. We're building up our frequency to get to the consistency of abundance all around the world. But that starts with us choosing. That starts with us choosing to experience that. So if you are called to Unlock Your Money Frequency, then you want to do more of this work around dismantling those slave grids that you're living in, then I 100% invite you. The link is in my bio or my Instagram stories. And we're starting September 15th. There's one more bonus to this round though. So not only are you going to have 30 days of money expansion, you're also going to have 30 days of client attraction. Now that you are dismantling your slave grids around money, that's going to help you elevate your ability to receive. So we're going to take that receiving energy and we're going to put it around your business, bringing in clients as well. So it's working dually for you to dismantle, receive, expand. Because this is the thing. Even if you are not a money coach, but you're holding these codes, the people that come and work with you are going to have more abundant experiences. I do this work for people that are here to teach money, for people that are here not to teach money, just to exist with the codes, so that when they're working with their clients, they're receiving all of these powerful abundance codes. You're dismantling slave grids, money grids. You're dismantling all the slave grids around money, even though you're not doing the work, because you're just holding the grid and you're holding the codes. When you hold new earth money codes, your body is a grid. Your body is a grid for that frequency to enter. You're calling new earth money into this vibration, into this earth. When you're at Starbucks, you're that new earth money, and people around you are getting activated. just by you being you. And I wanted to explain this so that you understand that when you enter programs with me like this, you're doing it for yourself. You're doing it for humanity. You're doing it for the new earth. You're doing it for the universe. It's not saying you're not doing it for yourself, because first and foremost, you're doing it for yourself and you're doing it for your family. And I want to say that again, because this is a big thing in our slave grid. It's like, oh, well, I want to develop my spiritual gifts because of this. But it was like, well, what's wrong with developing your spiritual gifts and healing humanity, expanding humanity, but also expanding your pleasure on this earth? I want you to think about your experience as well. And I want you to feel safe calling in new experiences for you. Old templates say, as healers, as activators, or expanders, we shouldn't think about ourselves. But if we don't think about ourselves, we're not the best healers and expanders and activators. We're tired, we're exhausted, we're crawling on our knees trying to find pennies and dimes. How is that going to make us boss-ass leaders? That's not going to make us boss-ass leaders. We're going to be teaching and guiding in stress states. How are our clients going to move forward in that way? They're not. So I ask you to think about yourself as well, because you need a very big, juicy foundation to do the work that you're here to do. When I tell you about the work that I do, I also have maintenance. I love my cupping. I love my acupuncture. I love my energy healer. That's what I need. I love my gym. I love my bougie gym. Like, I need the support. If I did not have the support, then I could not show up like this. We've been on live for an hour and 11 minutes. Okay? Remember that when you're calling in more, you're calling it in for yourself as well, to create that foundation so you can serve at a higher capacity. Let's see. I definitely want consistency. Feeling free now. Thank you so much. Wish I could hug you. Virtual hug, my love. You are speaking straight to my soul. Hey, soul, I see you. Which I love, because that's what I do. I'm a soul speaker, my loves. So yes, if you are 100% interested in Unlock Your Money Frequency, I would absolutely love to have you. And it will be paired with my beautiful 30-day client attraction program. One more activation. Yes or no? Yes. So, how this is going to work. This live is set up so that for the next 72 hours, you're pretty much going to be living outside of the slave grid. You are welcome. But after that, it's you taking the necessary actions to keep living outside of it. Because if you don't take the necessary actions, then you're going to go back into the grid. We want you to come out of the grid. We want you to come out of the slave grid so you can live in your infinite truth. So ways that you can do this: reading books about money, y'all, buying courses, jumping into my program, listening to podcasts, like literally building your relationship with money more is going to help you amplify and keep yourself out of the slave grid. Some of you that are here to teach money, it's not going to be as easy because you're here to teach money and you get to go through programs like this to elevate and expand, and you're going to feel that. Some of you that are just here to be reprogrammed around money, it will probably be a little bit easier to maintain being out of the slave grid around money. And I like to say this straight up because, as some of you know, I didn't know that I was here to teach money at all. And when it happened to me, hold on. Woo! And I want to tell you this. Me saying, my team wanted me to reflect this to you. Me saying that it's going to be harder for you to stay out of the slave grid if you are here to teach money, this is not to put fear in you at all. So if you dropped into fear, I want you to release that. Those words are just to call you forward to do your soul work. That is it. There's no fear. There's no fear. There's safety. Relax your body. For anyone that dropped into fear going, oh my God, I'm going back to the slave grid. No, release that fear. Release it. I want you to know that you are powerful and you are so expansive enough to help yourself elevate and expand into keeping yourself out of the slave grid. Every single one of you are infinite, powerful, and just what you can do with your mind on a mind, body, and soul level is powerful. So if any of you dropped into fear going, oh my God, in 72 hours I'm going to be back in this grid, this feels really good, oh my God. No, that is not what this live is meant to do. This live is meant to help you feel what it means and feels to be like out of a money slave grid. And this live is here to invite you to live in the experience that you actually want to experience. So if any of you dropped into fear, I wanted to clear that up because that's not who I am. And I don't want you to drop into fear. I want you to feel empowered walking away from this live, watching it now or watching it on the replay. I want you to feel empowered thinking, oh my God, I got an experience of being out of this money slave grid. How can I maintain this? What can I call in my life? What do I want to experience? And start looking at if there's any lack, fear, scarcity just radiating around your field. Like you're now in the driver's seat. That's who you are. You're in the driver's seat like a boss. That's it. That's what it is. Every single one of you are just as powerful as me. Every single one of you. Every single one of you has access to all the wisdom and magic that I do. Every single one of you. And I really want to hone that in because sometimes people will put people on pedestals. Oh, she did it. I can't do it. That's not me. But in all reality, I'm an infinite soul, came from the same place that you did. This is true. But I just chose to go deeper into my journey. That's all that it is. And I'm here to be a reflection of that. So if you feel like, oh my God, you know what, Melissa, I think I actually want to go deeper into my journey. I want to experience my infinite soul. I want to experience my infinite wisdom. Then I ask you to sit with your journal, sit with your team, sit with your higher self, and experience it. Start asking, what does my infinite timelines look like? How do I get to shift humanity? Am I here to be a money mentor? What do I get to do? Because the biggest thing that keeps us from our infinite truth is not using our imagination. This imagination that we came in with as a child is meant to serve us. As adults, we forget. We get bogged down by the jobs, having partners and families and kids and all the things. And we forget that we have access to what would it be like? Some of you know that I'm hosting a beautiful entrepreneur summit in San Diego in January, okay? So I have not solidified the space yet, but I've already started to look at spaces. So what I do with that is I look at the spaces and then I picture myself in them. I use my imagination. How does this feel? How will this feel for me? How will this feel for my community coming? How is this going to be set up? I use my imagination to build a lot of things. So then after I nail down pretty much like probably 3 to 4 places, then I'm going to visit them in the physical. And I'm going to do that process again in the physical. But I'm going to start with my imagination first. I'm going to start with what feels right in my imagination. Maybe you're manifesting a new home or a new partner or more money. Start to experience what it feels like. Maybe you're manifesting like, oh my God, I would love an extra $500 coming this week. But when you feel into it, you're like, that feels pretty low. What would it feel like to have an extra $1,000 come this week? Ooh, that feels good. I think I'm gonna manifest that. You're using your imagination. Your imagination is one of the most powerful tools that you have. And I'm going to give you a small story and then I'm going to let you go. That's what I do. Exactly. Imagination is so powerful. And when I was manifesting my Mercedes, I was literally manifesting in the quantum so much. I did not have a car at all at that time. No car. I hadn't had a car for like 3.5 years at that point. And I remember waking up one day and I was like, oh, I'll just go to the store and let me get the car keys. And I was like, Melissa, you don't have a car. I was so deep in my new timeline. And then I think within 2 weeks, I got my new car because I used my imagination to take me and elevate me to new timelines that I have available for myself and that I also created. Because I want you to remember, your inner child is a master at creating. A master. We all live in our own mini universes. We are creating them. What you are experiencing in your universe is different than what I'm experiencing. It's different than what Bob is experiencing. Because we're creating our universe. Someone over here that is living in the lack, fear, scarcity, and all the slave grids and doesn't want to do the healing work, their universe is not going to feel as good as maybe someone that's starting the healing work, starting to see more progress and more joy, feeling more vibrant. It's going to be different. But these two individuals are at choice. This person decided to experience something different in the universe. And this person feels safe and comfortable and doesn't want to choose different, doesn't want to choose more. How many people have you known that's like they're so rigid? They know they want more, but they're like, oh, I am here, this is safe, nothing else, right? It might be even our parents. When we have our own universe, co-creating with the universe, we're always in creation. We can do that through our imagination. We can do that through feeling. We can do that through listening to those intuitive hits and nudges. For me, I took a walk this morning, and I was saying things to myself, I was saying things to my mind, and then I felt something really funky in my body, and I was like, oh, okay, there's something to heal, Melissa. I allowed myself to get so intuitively connected with my whole being so that I can help create a more vast universe for myself. But the beautiful thing is I create a bigger universe for myself so I can also help create other big ass universes for other people if they choose. It's always choice. I will never force anyone to expand their universe. Because when you are in the space of forcing people to expand their universe and they're not ready, their universe isn't going to expand at the highest capacity. I enjoy working with people that are ready to expand their universes, that are like, fuck, let's go. Like, those are the people that I want to work with because that's who I am. That's who I am. And it's exciting. It's exciting because when you're in that energy of just living beyond possibility, that's when the beyond possibility actually happens. But a lot of us don't choose this because we anchor into the slave grids, or we anchor into, this is my reality. It was like my mom's. It was like my dad's. There's nothing else for me. But that's not true. Because your universe, every single day you wake up, it's always blank. It's always a new page that you're creating with your frequency, your vibration, your mind, your body, your soul, the universe. Every single day, you can create something different and something new. My inner child is still great. Oh, I love that! Yes! We love it. Waking up the inner children. When I try to feel that my environment gets a bit scary, like it's targeting me. Tips. I would say first start with playing what would it be like to have more? And just being that gentle individual of like, ooh, what would it be like to have more? Like if I woke up today and I had, I don't know, $200,000 in my bank account, what would it be like? What would it be like, right? Starting to play with that slowly. And then do the work. Do the work. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Everyone here has work to do around money. Everyone, even me. Everyone here has it. Find the way that you're being called to do the money work and do it. Because it's going to help you expand so much easier. I feel something funky. We'll use this. Thank you. Oh, perfect. Yes. Okay. You are so welcome. We are at 100. We are at 1 hour and 24 minutes. So I am going to lovingly release all of you. And if you want to listen to this more, I'm going to put it on my podcast again. If you do not know, I do have a podcast called The Recoded Wealthy Woman. Yes, it is for everyone. Even though it says The Recoded Wealthy Woman, everyone can listen to it. So if you are a beautiful, divine masculine here, please know that the podcast is just as much for you. I got to figure out the title, but please know that it is for everyone. And I just set the intention that even with woman in the chat, or even with woman in the title, if they feel called to listen to it, they're going to listen to it. So yes. Oh. Everyone take one more deep breath in. Let it go. One more deep breath in. Let it go. And my gosh, beautiful souls, go play today. Today is the best day to play. Play with money. Like literally just start calling in, manifesting, being out in the wild, like wanting to experience, receiving. Oh my God, I would love to receive this. So I did this before. Me and my bestie, we went rock climbing, and I said we were leaving the house, and I said, we're going to receive something free today. So when we got to the rock climbing place, we were paying, and the guy was like, we're not going to charge you for the shoes today. And I was like, you see that, boo? Like, we are powerful. So play. Thanks for including the dude suit. You are always welcome. Always, 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 always welcome. And I just set it in my intention. Anything and everything that I offer, it's for everyone. And I know that I get to make my marketing that even clearer with that, but it's for everyone. I know I was on the realm of like queen, but like queen and king. It's for everyone. This magic work is for everyone. So thank you for showing up in this very feminine, heavy community. Holding it down. Invite more masculines. I wake up morning. Oh, I love that. Yay! That makes me happy. Mwah! So happy. Okay. I will let you go. Have fun. And also, feel free to DM me, message me with any magic that happens. I love to hear it. So even if you're feeling different, you're waking up just like, why is my mind so clear? Let me know. I want to hear it. Always my DMs, please know my DMs are open, so feel free to share the magic that you receive from activations and lives, and even in my programs. Like, always share with me. So, I love you all, and you will see me soon. Bye, my loves. Beautiful soul, if you absolutely love this podcast, feel free to give it a review. Feel free to share it with your people, because there are more beautiful souls like you that are ready to upgrade, grow, expand, evolve. And this is what this podcast is for. Also, my loves, if you are called to join Unlock Your Money Frequency, I would absolutely love to have you, because we get to go even deeper on dismantling these slave grids around money and receiving. So we're going to get even deeper than what we went into in this episode. So this is what I like to really say to you. If you feel so soul ignited by this information and wisdom that you heard today, then I invite you to fully show up for yourself and claim your new level. Claim releasing these grids and claim it in an empowered way. So the last thing I will say, if you have been thinking about joining Unlock Your Money Frequency for round 2, which we start September 15th, hey, feel into it with your soul. Soul, am I ready for this? Soul, is this what I need? Soul, should we do it? Just have fun with it, because that's how I make my big decisions, y'all. I'm going to tell you, my beautiful mentorship that I'm in right now, I knew that it was my time to expand, so I started calling in a mentor. And when the mentor presented itself to me, I still tuned in with my team, my higher self, my soul. I was like, is this it? They're like, oh, yes, it is. So I always invite you to really connect with your intuitive genius, because When you connect with your intuitive genius, you're going to get exactly what you need in that moment. And I will leave you with that. You are amazing.